There's debris on the table.
I know.
On the game topper. Get it out of there.
Game topper. Upgrade your debris experience.
3, 2, 1, throw.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Murphy.
I'm Nick Murphy.
We are the Brothers Murphy, and we are here for another sizzling top 10.
Top 10. Let me get
The
my book open.
hotness.
Whoa.
The
Good stuff in
hotness.
here.
What are we talking
Good
about
stuff.
today, though, Nick?
We're talking about something very near and dear to our heart and something
Best
that we-
games of February 2019.
Indeed. Yeah. We played so many in the spring. No, we're talking about something that's very near and dear to our heart. It's something we talk about constantly on the channel. I'm sure it annoys many of you, and that is art. We talk about how important art is to a game, how crucial it is, how much it elevates a game, all this different kind of stuff. We love art in game. It's a very, very important thing in gaming to us.
Absolutely. Like, we are... I was having to correct myself. I was saying that we're suckers for theme, but it's like, no. Like, it is an important piece
Suckers
of
is the wrong
puzzle.
word, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just something that I think is vital to making a game. You can have game mechanics that are like rad, but I want give me some flavor,
Yeah.
Spice it up. Don't be afraid. Salt ain't gonna kill anybody.
No,
Ain't
a
gonna
little
kill
bit of
anybody.
just a little of this.
A little bit of
this
that.
on
Pepper
there.
it in there. Garlic
Boom.
powder.
Boom.
Why
Put
not?
some cumin in there. I don't care.
So good. Anyway, so we're talking about art in board games.
Indeed. So this
top
is
10.
a top 10, and this is just our favorite. And honestly, this is
Of
one of
the
the things, like, art is just so all over the place. Like, honestly, you do this list next week, it might be different. But nonetheless, this is our top 10 art in board games. And we're doing, like, art kind of as a whole. We've talked about maybe doing, like, a top 10 board game covers.
Yeah.
I really think we could do a top 10 board game boards.
Yeah.
Just, like, favorite boards. So this is just art in general. Obviously, this is a very subjective list. This is our personal favorites. I have a lot of different reasons for liking the art in these. Yeah. Some things that we have talked about a lot won't be on the list. Some things that we haven't talked about very much will be on the list.
Yeah, man.
I think this list is going to piss a lot of people off, Mike.
I mean, every top 10 is designed to do that. So real quick, do me a favor. Thumb this video up right now.
Boom.
Before
hit
we
this.
get going.
It looks like this.
All right, it's this one. The shape one is a good shape one. And click that
Or
right
this.
now.
It all helps the algorithm.
And
so
also,
really, whatever you feel.
Share this video with a friend.
Yeah.
All right, text it over to him right now and be like, look at these guys' terrible opinion. Don't you agree with me?
And before we even start putting in the comments what your favorite art is. Like, just drop it in the comments now.
Drop
You know,
it
you
right
don't need to
now,
wait for us.
'cause you're going to be so full of
Indeed.
rage later. There's going to be typos. It's going to be embarrassing.
It's true. It's true.
Just put it all in right now while we vamp. We'll give you a minute.
All right, cool. That's enough. Let's get to the actual list now. We've spent
Proper
too
list.
much time talking about people that aren't on the list.
Proper list now. Come
All
at
right.
ya.
So let's go for it.
Bam.
Alrighty, number 10. We're in it. We're doing it. We're here. Number 10 for me is kind of a weird choice. This is also another small card game. And, I don't know what it is about this art in this game. But the game is Coup. Just the normal Coup. Coop. It's just, it's so... The artwork in it is so clean. And I think that's what it is. Like, it's just so nice
It's
and
real
clean.
good looking.
And it's just like, it's not super flashy. It doesn't like, again, it's just representations of these different cards. There's not that many cards in the game. There's only a couple characters, but like, those couple characters are so, they're so clean. I don't know what it is, but the art in this game absolutely just draws me to it. And I don't know exactly what it is. But I love also, like, all the characters in it are very diverse. They also have, like, a very odd costumes, kind of this futuristic costumes, but a lot of them have, like jewelry, like, hanging from their faces and just, like, in this weird way. But it's got this just really clean, nice, just, all right, artwork.
Solid, man.
And it's one of those things, again, like, it's I'm not sure why, but when I was doing this list, it kept coming up on the list, kept coming up over and over and over again, like, coup. And I kept being like, no, like, there's nothing like that, like, great about the art in terms of, like, it's just a small little card game, and it kept coming up. So I was like, I gotta put on the list, because it just, here's also one of the issues with doing a list like this, is sometimes it's very hard to figure out who the actual artist was. Because on Coup's Board Game Geek, there's like 10 different artists listed. And
It's a collaborative effort.
I tried Googling all of them, and I could not figure out who was the one who actually did the card art, or if it was many people. So this right here is the artists.
Wow, that's
a list of artists. I'm not sure who of this. I tried finding out. I promise, and I couldn't figure it out. So,
It's. I mean, I have one coming up that's definitely a big team of people.
Yeah,
so I mean, it just happens, you know. And but the thing I like about Coup is that it's just goes to prove. Same thing with like Arboretum and everything. Like it's not. You don't need a ton for it to be impactful.
Oh, it's quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Coup doesn't have many cards, but like it does a lot with what it has, while also keeping it very simple.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, and we're gonna have art that's
big.
We're gonna hit every.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, wow, that did a lot for me right there, and in no time flat in a very small package.
Totally.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Coup. My number 10.
Coup. Let me do my number 10. It is not Coup.
It is not.
It is about birding. It is Wingspan, man.
Checks out.
Just come on the list, man. We've got a trio of awesome artists. We have Natalia Rojas, Ana Maria Martinez Jamillo, and Beth Sobel. Wingspan is it like it's just birds, man. But
it's just birds.
They are so well rendered. They're so well done. Just the way that they're drawn, it's very. I've had a lot of people mention this, where it's very nostalgic. It takes you back. It's very calming. It reminds me of like old nature books and stuff. Before we had all these like high def. Now they probably just have pictures of everything because the cameras we have are nuts.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Before, I mean, these artists would like go out and watch and observe and make these awesome drawings, and it reminds me of our grandma. When we were young, she had these like binders of like they were like wildlife.
It was like zoo books taken to like zoo books on steroids. Remember zoo books?
Yeah, it was
like zoo books on steroids.
It was just like National Geographic in a big
and she
binder.
had like 3 of them.
Yeah,
and they were separated by like mammals, reptiles, insects, that kind of stuff.
And they were so cool. And there's a big. You could just flip through them, and just each page was like a double-sided about like here's killer whales. Here's Komodo dragons.
Showed you like what region in the world they live in.
They show you all this information and stuff. And so like the cards in Wingspan have the bird and they have like the nest type, and then the bottom they have like a little fun fact.
And they even have a little map,
Yeah, and so it just takes me right back to that time.
So that's such a good point.
Like video games readily available, and we would just like flip through.
Yeah, because at Grandma Jane's house, if we were bored and we had nothing to do, because she lived up in the foothills, eventually one of us would go like, I guess I'll just look through this again, and then just like, oh cool, that's where leopards live.
It's like a beautiful thing to like play a game that kind of takes me back into that for a bit, because it like was a really good time.
Yeah, and the art style just like fits what you're doing too. Yes. Because it's nice. There's no like really garish colors. There's bright colors, but it's not like bright. It's not like,
because no one in that game is just like Blue Jay.
fucking birds.
You're
like you're bird watching.
That's not the game, so it's like like. There's a place for like
they're like, dude, we're trying to be quiet here. He's like, hell yeah, birds, dude.
It was like, well, there were birds here, but I think this area is gone now.
It's exactly. It's bird watching. It's soft. It's relaxing. It's calm. You're just like,
is.
Damn. Oh, look at that bird.
And it's a very calming experience for a game, and that's like beautiful. I love that about it. The art should complement what the game is.
Totally.
And we're gonna see more examples of that, where like the art fits the type of game. This is not the big garish game, and it doesn't need that kind of art. So it just works.
I may buy like a metal ass version of Wingspan. All the birds are just like,
just like one of the expansions, they just go full exploding kitten style. The oatmeal does a run at it, and like you're like, okay, well.
The art is great though. Those 3 ladies crushed it. It honestly, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it just absolutely fits its game, and so I'm just forever endeared. I think because it takes me back to a childhood place. So that's my number 10, man. Thanks for letting me go on a little tirade about childhood there.
No problem.
That's Wingspan. Let's get into number 9.
Number 9.
So my number 9 is a game that I played recently, and kind of during that play really started to properly appreciate the art. I've always noticed that there's art in this game. I'm not like, I didn't know this had pictures. It wasn't anything like that.
What?
It's just that I was like, you know what? This art is really solid. The game is Gingerbread House. So
it is good art. You're right.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's by Andy Elkerton as the artist, and it's like
you'd be like Yinch.
Interesting. It's so good. we were playing this game, and it's just the very light, Phil Walker Harding tile laying game. You're trying to lure in famous fairy tale creatures and humans to devour and eat.
You're murdering them.
100% eating.
It acts like you're just capturing them because.
What are you capturing them for if not for sustenance? Winter's coming. Winter's
them.
here,
and you're making their flesh into mortar
to
build a bigger gingerbread house.
Yeah, just trying to get that third level, man. Trying to really up it. And so in this, it's just kind of a fun game, but like we do have a lot of the most famous kind of fairy tale folk. We have Humpty Dumpty and Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, all the ones that are
dragons.
That are, what's the word?
All the free ones. Yeah. Ain't no Harry Potter.
Yeah.
All right?
What's the word? Not royalty free. When they go into public domain. Public domain, that's it.
That's it. It's when they're in the public domain, there's a certain phrase.
All the public domain fairy tales are in there.
Peter Pan, all right?
Yeah.
Peter Pan is incredibly free. Everyone here can do a Peter Pan movie now. You'll have no problems.
So okay, I'll throw them in there. Why not?
All right. So you have all these famous faces and stuff, and they're just done in a really good way.
Fits.
It fits. It's cartoony. Mm-hmm. It's kind of poppy. It's fun. There's literally a donkey who's barfing gold coins. It's fantastic. It's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But like they are very well done, which is hard to do when something's so famous. Like how many versions of Peter Pan have been like created, drawn, you know, like
totally 100%.
And so to do something that's just like, oh, that's cool too, like is awesome.
Yeah, really, just solid artwork. Yeah. Didn't make my list, but very. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's one thing when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this is good. Took some time. I was like, wow, this is really cool. So that's my number 9, Gingerbread House.
All right, cool. My number 9 is I have a weird mix of art that I like in board games, because I do art. If you don't know, I'm an artist, and my art is I do like hyper realistic stuff. I like doing realism,
right?
And so a lot of the art on my list is like a mix between like really good realism and then like really stylized stuff. Well, that's not completely true, but I really like other people's stylistic art because I don't have like a very distinct style, and I really like when people have distinct style. I just personally don't, so I think I'm kind of always like, oh man, like I wish I had a distinct style. And like I love what I do, and like I'm very proud of what I do, but nonetheless, like I don't have like, you can take one look at my stuff and like, oh, that's Nick Murphy stuff. This person does. This is a game called The Networks, and the artist is called Heiko Gunther. Heiko Gunther does
definitely
really
stylized.
Weird stylized art, like really odd. It's just they all have these like weird like potato fingers. Yeah, they're like these like it's like a ball and then these weird like curl fingers. You're seeing art of it right now, but nonetheless, I really like this awesome. Person's art. I really like Heiko's art. It's just like, I don't know. It's just weird, but it works. You know, it works, and again, it works in the world.
It's a weird world of the game, though. I mean,
yeah, because the networks you're a TV studio making your schedule, so you're putting shows into time slots, and it's a Gil Hova game. So Gil Hova loves puns and loves like parodies and stuff like that, because he's just made of magic, and so every single show in the game is like, for the most part, like a pun or a parody. Instead of Fringe, there's like Cringe. You know, instead of Lost, there's Found, and so it's this really silly game where like, and some are just really like, ones are like unlocking your cat's psychic potential, you know, just like random stuff like that. So this artwork, it works in that really surreal, weird world. And on top of that, I just enjoy the artwork. I'm just like, this is such an interesting way to do this. Like, I don't know how this person found this style, like how they ended up getting to this style, but I'm so glad they did because it's so unique, so distinct, and works so well in this game. And he's done a bunch of other games, which is great too, but I really think this is the best one because it works, and I just love it. And on top of that, there's also like, there's a lot of stars in the game, so it's like the action star, who's like clearly Bruce Willis, but it's like, it's done Bruce Willis in this style, and it's just, I the more I look at the art, the more I look at the shows, I just laugh and laugh and laugh, and I just have such a good time looking at this game. I just love it.
Yeah, it's like every time you come back to the game, you might like take a close look at a new show for the first time. Like you've seen it before, then you like really look at what's going on in there, and it's just very
funny.
Fun.
Yeah, so fun.
Very funny.
So that's my number 9, man.
Dude, let's get into number 8.
Let's do it
now.
All right, Mikey. Hit us number 7. No, I'm sorry. We're at 8. It's my turn. Shut up.
What's your 8?
Stop talking. Bro. Stop talking now.
Yep.
Okay, my number 8 is a game. I could have chosen any one of this person's games because he does a lot of different games, and they're all amazing in terms of the art. The game I chose is Architects of the West Kingdom, which is done by a name that I'm probably going to butcher, Mihajlo Dmitrievsky. Mr. Dmitrievsky does things like Raiders of the North Sea, Architects of the West Kingdom, Shipwrights of the North Sea,
games,
Spell Smashers, a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, I was looking at the art and I was like, this is that guy, and I looked up, I was like, sure, I was like, okay, cool, that makes sense. Yeah, so again, outstanding stuff. But I chose Architects of the West Kingdom because it is my favorite in terms of art. Actually, it's my favorite of those games anyway. But nonetheless, it's my favorite definitely in terms of art. In terms of the art style of the characters, he's got just this very, I don't know how to put it. It's just very bright, but not necessarily bright in terms of like really light, bright colors. It's just it's very well done. And it's got, the way he draws people, he has like these very harsh like black lines, and they just all they're kind of like, disproportionate, like like they just have weird proportions and stuff,
a huge upper body and like the tiny little head and stuff.
Yeah, it's all over the place, but it really works. And this person's been to work just doing work after work after work. But what catapults this game above like Raiders of the North Sea and all these other games is the board. He also does the board art, and man, the board in Architects of the West Kingdom, like Raiders of the North Sea and stuff that has a great board, but Architects of the West Kingdom, it's just so beautiful. This is a board I could just stare at and stare at and stare at.
So full.
Yeah, it's so full. It's like just very green because it's like a forest, and the green is so like saturated with color.
It just seems like you just like poured the color.
Yeah, exactly.
He
just has these incredibly rich colors always through his art. And just the board plus the amazing card art, which he always does, but the board took it above everything else in terms of me liking it. I really, really love this art. Mr. Dmitrievsky is getting more and more work, and I'm very happy about that. Again, a very distinct style. You can take one. Again, that's the thing. I looked at Smell Smash. You take one look, and I'm like, this is that art. This is that dude.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely wonderful. I love all the art in all his games, but I'll say Architects is my fave of those. But honestly, I could choose Raiders. I could choose Spells. I can choose them all. They're all great.
Right on, man.
Yeah, it's my number 8.
My number 8 is here because I don't think I've ever played this game and not had someone go, "Aw," if they're being introduced to it.
Blood Rage?
Yeah, Blood Rage. It's so cute. It is Sushi Go.
Sushi Go. Come on,
by,
kidding me?
Nan Rangzima. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. It is. Oh, it's anthropomorphized sushi. It's sushi with like little faces going like.
It's like edamame. It's just like.
And like.
I'm an edamame.
It's so adorable, man. It is so like cute to look at, and you're just like, it's so amazing.
Again, very simple art, like nothing crazy, but just
but it's just very well done. It's bright colors. It's another instance where the art absolutely matches what that game is and how that game should serve us as a community.
Totally light,
it's an amazing
fun,
light gateway game. You're trying to create new board gamers with this game. It's set collection. You're like, just get tofus and things, and get maki rolls or whatever. And so people are like, I can grok that. I can like figure out, just put together little sets of things, and then it's super adorable. So people are having fun, like, oh, look at all these things, as they're going, and it creates a pleasurable experience that hopefully then brings you into, now here's Castles of Burgundy. It's mad ugly.
It's
you know what I mean?
Super ugly.
And it's just it's a perfect pairing of like what that game is, how that game should serve us, and then the art that goes along with it. It's just so cute. It's so well done. Like, it makes you feel every time you're having like a salmon roll, you're like, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and this is a situation, and this is no shade towards Phil Walker Harding, again, praise be. But like,
praise be to PWH.
no shade towards him. But this game, I think, has been a mega hit because of the art. Yeah. Because like, and again, that's shade towards him because the game is amazing. But what gets people into this game, or what gets them to buy it at like a Target, is that art. Because they look at it and they're like, oh my god, look at the sashimi. Yeah. And it's just, and makes
then they actually get to have a good game experience.
Everyone,
bonus.
Kids, adults, no matter what, everyone I've never seen someone who's just like, this art's dumb.
We play this at our spring camps and stuff with like 6, 7-year-olds and stuff, and they love it.
Yeah, it's great. And then they get into it with the art, and then they play it, and they go like, "Oh, that was really fun." Yep. And then the wonderful gameplay, because the art, art will get them in, but the gameplay will keep them in, and the gameplay is outstanding.
Explore further,
exactly, and it keeps them there, makes them want to explore. But it's that art that I guarantee you gets people into this because it's just perfect. It's perfect. Absolutely.
Boom.
Absolutely.
That is my number 8. I think we ought to get right into number 7, though.
Yeah.
All right, my number 7 is a game that I'm sure we would be split in half down the middle a long ways if we didn't mention. It is Histrio, fam. Y'all know I like it.
You know it.
Y'all
Come
know I
on,
like it. It's by
fam.
Jeremy Fleury. I assume an intensely French person. Just because, it's a Bruno Catala jam.
Interesting.
Brooks and the Katooks designed it.
Katooks.
But Jeremy Fleury did the art, and Histrio, it's just,
it's so
I
pretty.
think I've just got a thing for, animals are kind of like people. I mean, I've got examples of this already, but,
I'm a badger.
it's a game where, you're building a theater troupe, and you have actors, comedians, tragedians, and then these acrobats in particular are just so well done. You talk about kind of architects and the color and just how deep it all is.
Well, for me, it's the secret objective cards.
Yeah,
the secret objective cards, which you don't only ever see 2, are just talking about saturated color, and they're all unique too.
Yeah,
they're so freaking
so
pretty.
Incredible.
You're
just the way that they bring these different animals to life in kind of a humanistic way, and then talk about the board.
I know,
and stuff,
right?
But,
and
the cities are
ultimately
just
don't care about that much.
It's so well done. It's so well done. It is so overproduced. It's ridiculous. I love it. We have defended this game fiercely many times to people. Yes. We won't go into that now, but the art is why I love that game so much. The gameplay is very fun. I love having to play the players and stuff, but if it didn't have that vibrancy, I wouldn't.
We'd like it, but it would not be. It would not be what it is. We would not evangelize it.
I mean, that's
anywhere near what we do.
That's an example, I think, of a game that's elevated by its art, where it literally becomes a better game.
I think so
because of its art. Yeah, because it helps serve what you're
well,
doing.
You're more invested. You want to. Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
then people will be like, "No, a game is only mechanics." That's absolute BS. Absolute garbage.
Yeah. You can't have a game with no mechanics, and History has sound mechanics.
But it's a mix.
Has really sound mechanics.
It's a mix.
But I mean, anyway, I'd rather have a game that's a little looser mechanically with really solid theme than airtight mechanics with nothing.
Looking at you, Carpe Diem.
Boom.
Yeah, that's right. Because again, that Carpe Diem de-elevates, is that a word? Whatever. It makes the game worse because of how bad it looks. Same with Castles of Burgundy. And I love Castles of Burgundy, but it's if it looked better, I know there's a better version of it coming out.
Yeah.
But it's it would make that game better. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's true.
Yeah.
Art matters.
So that's my number 7, fam. Histrio. You know it's on the list.
Here's the weird thing. So we don't have any crossover. We know that. We made sure of that. But I did not know this. But this is another Bruno Catala game. And this is, again, it's going to make one person in particular very mad that's not number 1, and that's okay. But this is Yamatai, who the artist is Jeremy Fleury.
So I'm telling you, man, the French connection, they got it.
I tell you, man, Bruno Catala, which I did not know Histrio. Yeah, Histrio is Jeremy Fleury. Yeah. I did not know Histrio was Jeremy Fleury because I didn't look it up because he was doing Histrio. Yeah, so it's so cool that they're the same artist. I had no idea. That is very, very cool. And it makes sense because the art is very similar in terms of Yamatai has
a lot of color,
just
very bright.
The gameplay of Yamatai was all right, we liked it, but it wasn't.
I think we need to give it another go.
I think so too.
But we were into the look.
Oh god, that's what got me to play. The cover.
Dude.
This spoiler for the cover. This may be the greatest cover out there. It's so gorgeous. I mean, talk about saturated color and just beautiful, beautiful art. I mean, everything about this game, even from the meeples, which I don't think Jeremy Fleury made, but nonetheless, everything in this game is just
They probably took a cue from the art he made, though, to make sure those meeples worked well.
It is so beautiful, top to bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, just stare at the cover and you don't need nothing else. It's just some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen in a game, obviously, is Yamatai. It's so great. And again, the art, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And again, it makes sense that it's
I'm staring at the cover.
Yeah, that's what it is. Same guy, Jeremy Fleury, and just
Jeremy Fleury?
we apparently really like this art from this person because it's so
Talented
good.
person.
So that's Yamatai. I'm not gonna say anything else. You can see it. It's just so
Blam.
so pretty.
Boom.
Boom.
We're getting number 6, man.
Yep.
It's getting number 6, man.
Yeah, I figured it out. Okay, on to number 6. So number six,
man.
I'm gonna apologize because I'm gonna butcher this name so far. But this is a game by just they make the highest quality of games, Mike, and they just seem to bring them back from the past, and they just make them better. We're talking about Restoration Games.
Bam.
Restoration Games, sponsored by Brothers Murph. They paid us to make this our number 6. No, that's not true. But nonetheless, since this game, they first announced this game, I just was like, who is this artist? Like, what is this art? This is the most amazing art I've ever seen.
It's the easiest sale in the world at conventions. Go ahead.
Yeah, oh, no, I don't. So this is Dinosaur Tea Party.
Boom.
Which I'm so sorry about this name. It's Matijos, oh God, Gebrselassie? I'm so sorry. It's a very long last name. But yes, I'm so sorry. Here's how it's spelled. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
But your art is so beautiful. It's just, this game has some of the best art. I mean, it is just, again, talk about anthropomorphized animals, anthropomorphized dinosaurs, and like not even just like anthropomorphized dinosaurs. Like, look at me walking on 2 legs. It's like I have personality, and I'm just like in jewels, and I'm Harriet, and I'm just like, meh. You know, and it's just like
there's so much personality in each of these characters. It's stupid,
and just like the skin of the dinosaurs is like so smooth and just it's colored perfectly. It's so amazing, the art in this game. And again, this is a very simple family weight kind of like Guess Who type
way more
game.
rad Guess Who.
Yeah, and it's like, and the game is super fun, but it's like, this is one of those games where it's like the experience of the game, because you're like, oh, are you wearing a hat this evening? You know, you're just doing silly stuff, and it's one of those things, like, if it was just like people in like hats, people in like jewelry, it's like this game would be like, okay, right. You know, it'd be fine. Sure. But like the art takes it so much farther, because now it makes the game so much more fun, because you're just like, look at these like sweet dinosaurs, and like, oh, that one's got his teeth showing. This one's gonna eat a whole mound of cake, and it's just like, it makes everything, it fits in that world and fits in the game, and just makes it so much better. It elevates it so much, and takes a game turns it into a really great family game, especially for kids. Like, kids love this game, and a lot of it's because of the art, because they're like, oh, I want to be Gerald, you know, and stuff like that. And I want to be this person. It's just, it's so good. Just look at it for a second. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now.
Amazing.
It's so good. I mean, it's so awesome.
I mean, the way it would go at conventions is literally like, people are like, whoa, what is this art? And you'd be like, this is like Dinosaur Tea Party. It's way better Guess Who. This art's incredible. This game is $20.
Yeah.
Buy it for the art and just put it on the wall if you want.
Straight up frame it.
Like, it's so good. Like, if you never play the game, just look at the cards. Like, that's worth $20 alone. And then it's a fun game on top of that. So yeah, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's great. Amazing. My number 6 is by an artist that you mentioned before, and I did not realize, and now looking back, I'm like, I guess I can see it. I didn't realize this is the same artist. My number 6 is Viral.
Oh yeah,
which is by Mihaljo Dmitrievsky.
Yep.
You know, from Architects and Raiders of the North Sea and all those things. And this time he's taken his turn at doing like different diseases and things.
Yeah.
So this is a game, an area control game in the body of a person, and you are different diseases trying to infect different areas of the body. And I just love the look of all of the various, like, the players, basically your little
your little diseases.
Some are square, some are kind of long and oblong.
And they're all like,
you know what I mean? And they're just like awesome looking, and it's such a different thing for that person to do.
Yeah.
And then they have, like, and this is a small part, they have, like, little events that happen each round.
Yeah.
And, like, those are so impactfully done.
Yes.
They're just like sneeze. They're gross.
Yeah,
and
they're
just
really
like
unfortunate.
like it's just a lot. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's really good.
And that's such a small part of the game.
yeah.
too,
But I mean,
you know?
each of those cards are amazing.
Yeah,
You're
really
just like,
though.
wow.
Can maybe make the list just off that alone, yeah.
Yeah.
And the board for me is
The
like
board's
it just
incredible
looks
for clean. It's just white, bright, and you have the different areas and the colors. It's simple. It's not
Yeah.
really like a ton going on, but it's
No.
very effective. And then just like the looks of the diseases are so, they're just awesome, man. They're just so rad. And then all the cards you get, they have different pictures and stuff. And they're all like little fighters and the swords and
yeah,
things. It's just great. I mean, that artist, and I didn't know because they usually draw kind of people and stuff.
We were playing at Dice Tower West, and I was teaching it to like four other people, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I was just like looking around, and it was the event cards because again,
the event cards are where
he's got a very distinct style, and I was just like, this is that guy, and then I looked it up, and I was like, I had no idea that this was. I was very happy, and this is a game of his that kind of gets under. Like goes under the radar.
It's underseen. I mean, it's hard for us to get to the table.
Well, yeah, just in terms of the art too. It's just it just kind of goes under the radar, and it really shouldn't.
It's a
great.
solid one. So we're always down to talk about viral because it's just like it's a cool game.
It's great.
But yeah, that's my number 6. Is it
6?
Yeah,
number 5.
Fun, cool, interesting. Let's do 5. Okay, my number 5. This game is an example. We need to play it again. I want to preface. I mean, I feel like most games are always like 1 or 2 plays away from like really kind of enjoying it. You know what I mean? This is a game we've not played many times. Period. We played it maybe 3 times in the many years we've had it, but we got it because of the art, and it still is some of the best art I've ever seen. This game is Karmika.
So this would have made my list if he hadn't already put on his list. This one made
this game
high on my list.
Is
high on my list.
It should probably even be higher, to be honest. I mean, it's incredible. It's
by
Mario Bucci, and then Elaine Brown did the ladder and rings, the kind of board bit,
which is also gorgeous. Both are gorgeous.
So both people get mentioned for sure. This is a game where it's a card game. You're trying to play cards ultimately to ascend to enlightenment. Yeah. You start off as like dung beetles or something.
Yeah. You're trying to get up to primates.
Forms. You're trying to go and you eventually go on to the other realm. So I love the theme. I love that idea.
Yeah, like kind of reincarnation. It's very
reincarnation cool. and gaining. Yeah, kind of you become a better person and stuff. It's rad. It's so rad, and it is so beautifully done. The colors are there. It's just smooth. I mean, you'll see it here. It's just, again, it fits the game.
Yeah.
You are ascending to higher and higher levels, and you're doing that through beauty, inner beauty and everything like that, and moving through life, and like, it's just, I don't even have good words for why it's so great. I mean, it's just
beautiful.
It's beautifully done.
Beautiful. And I like really like painterly art.
Yes,
and I'm very into that kind of art in general. Yeah. It's some of my favorite kind of art. Same reason why like my favorite era generally is like Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, like Van Gogh, Monet, like very like feels kind of you can see that like I like that kind of art, and this is that kind of art done in like digital style for the most part. And it's just, again, we almost never will buy a game based. Oh, I know.
Where the rings are going up is alone. Like, I know. One of the coolest things.
Totally. And it's like, in this game, I really got where it was because of the art. I mean, there's few games we buy just based off of art, and this was one of them. I was like, insta-back on Kickstarter. Yeah. And they were even selling prints of the art because they knew the art was so good. I mean, it's just...
It's rad. On the cards, on the board, all the way through. So great. The art level is just so high.
Yeah.
And... I mean, I think part of the thing that, getting into, like, why we haven't played it more, I think it's probably just better at higher than 2 players.
Yeah.
But, like, it's one thing where the art is so good that I was a little bit let down by the game.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because the art is just so unreal.
Yeah.
Like, just so, so incredible.
Bananas.
Anyway, that's my number 5 is Karmika.
All right. My number 5 is a game that actually has not come out yet, but we have seen this game in real life, weirdly enough, and it... and there's plenty of art of it online, and that is a game called Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef.
Yes.
This is a game by Druid City Games, who is known for having great art, and the artist is Mr. Cuddington.
Mr. Cuddington
is their art name. It's actually a husband-wife couple. It's Lisa Cosette, or I'm sorry, Lena Cosette and then David Forrest. They are a married couple, and they go collectively by Mr. Cuddington. That is like their artist name, but they're both artists, which I think is so cool that they're like this husband and wife couple who just like
power couple.
Yeah, like power couple who are like crazy good artists. Dude. And like they did like Grim Forest and stuff like that, which could have easily made this list.
I mean, this your number 5 should just be Druid City Games.
Yeah, Druid City Games in general, pretty much. I mean, oh man, James Huddy, baby. Dude. Oh, you're so good at picking the artists and stuff. And just in general, and you're just such a nice human. But Mr. Cuddington crushed Tidal Blades. I mean, the game is super fun. We got a chance to play it live. You can actually watch a play of it in our feed. We got to bring...
We'll put a link in the description.
When their Kickstarter was happening, James Hudson lives here in LA. We were able to bring him out, and we got to play the Kickstarter kind of prototype copy live on Twitch, and it was super fun. Mm-hmm. Really, really great game. Absolutely great. But, I mean, the art was amazing. And it was one of those situations where they really let... they didn't have, like, a theme. They basically went, as far as I understand, they basically said, like, hey, Mr. Cuddy, you two are great. Create a world. You create a world, and we'll create a game, like, around that world. And that's what they did. And it's, like, this cool, like, water world where people are, like, on jet skis and stuff. But, again, it's, like, this, like, fantasy, fantastical... it's just, oh my God, it's so pretty. And I'm so excited for the, I don't think October is when we're getting or so, but like.
Sometime late this year, yeah.
I want it so badly.
I know.
It's just amazing.
The thing that's rad is, like, because they let them do that, they let them just create a world, they have a much better game, and they have a world now.
Yes.
With storytelling. They did all this thematic kind of reveal some information for their Kickstarter and stuff. It's through storytelling.
Yeah.
And now, like, it's Tidal Blades, Here's the Reef Part 1.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a second game which continues the story because they built such a rich world that they're actually fleshing out the entire thing, which isn't something we see in board games very often.
No, not generally, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's rad. And then the next game that's coming out is going to be a whole different type of game. Like, it literally will be this continuation. It's like, that's so rad.
It's
and it's because they said, like, just go create stuff.
Just,
and, like,
you're the best at
let
what
us
you
know
do.
when you have something.
Just do you.
And, like, look at how that's been able to create.
100%.
Like, it's awesome.
It's amazing. But again, you could you could have chosen any of Mr. Cuddington's games, really any Druid City games. Just so good. But Tidal Blades is my favorite. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
So rad.
So that's my number 5.
Nice, dude.
Shall we do number 4?
Right now.
Foul.
What's your number 4, dude?
My number 4 is a game that it was on pretty high on your underrated games. It would have been high on my underrated games if you hadn't already put it.
Talisman,
yes, exactly.
It's got good art.
It does have good art. It's generic fantasy art, but it's good.
Very generic.
But no, this is a game called The Bloody Inn. The artist is Weberson Santiago. Really great artist. Again, this kind of goes into the stylized art that I really like. This art is super weird, like just super weird in terms of the style, because it's like they're people, but they're not anywhere near like proportionate, and they have all these weird. It's very angular. It's a very angular art.
And I'm trying to think of like how to describe it. Like I
have no idea.
Come up with
it's
it right,
amazing though.
It's
but
so cool.
love Weberson's art. I mean, it's so beautiful. And Weberson, going way back to Coup. There was a deluxe version, I believe, in Brazil or so, of Coup that came out, and they hired him to do the art for that. And that version of Coup we don't have, but I think I like the art in that version of Coup even more than the normal art in Coup, which I obviously like because it's my number 10. So it's like, it's amazing. And then also, cool. Board Game Geek did a series where they had different board game artists create essentially box covers in different game worlds, and he did one for Feast for Odin. That is amazing. I mean, just so pretty. But nonetheless, The Bloody Inn is the game I'm talking about. I really like this dude's art, obviously. I mean, Weberson crushed it. It's just, again, it's just this weird... The game is weird because, again, you're a family running a single inn, and you all decide collectively that you can get more money by murdering your guests than you can by letting them stay there. So you each have different parts of the inn, and you're, like, building out parts of it so you can bury bodies underneath it. And it's this weird, like, morbid game that's, like, really lighthearted and it's super fun. It's awesome. But, like, objectively weird game. And so they got this art that's kind of super weird, but like beautiful and awesome. It just, that really kind of weird, angular, like kind of harsh, like art works in this world. You know, you're like, yeah, that guy would just murder people and put them underneath, you know, a garden. You know, it just makes sense. And it's just, I love the art in the Bloody Inn. I think it's amazing. And I'm so excited. I hope this person does more and more art in the board game community.
Heck yeah.
Because I think it's so cool, so stylized. I love it. The Bloody Inn, Weberson Santiago, you're just, choice.
Doing it. Straight doing it.
Faux.
My number 4 is also stylized in that it's just crazy, man, and I love it. What Wingspan was for its game, the art in this game really fits. This is Dinosaur Island, baby.
Yeah.
By Quan Chi Moya, Peter Walken, and Anthony Walken, man. So Quan Chi leading the charge there. This game is bonkersville, dude. Like, it's just banana boat. It's
everything I wanted.
It's got a pink T-Rex. Like, it's just the dinosaurs are just crazy looking and just colors that don't make sense. Everything is just like green and pink and neon and 90s and fun. And there's fun references to like Jurassic Park and the things that this is obviously kind of basing off of. And that fits what this game is, because in this game you're building a dinosaur park and sometimes the dinosaurs get out and eat people and stuff like that. Yeah. So like you can give yourself a little more wildness here.
Oh yeah.
And especially with the kind of 90s vibe that they have and just kind of going full neon and just like, I love it. I love that it's divisive.
Yes.
I love that they went for something so...
Yeah, some people are like, I bought this except for the art. And then some people are like, I bought this because of the art.
That's what I want in games, though. Yeah. There's nothing worse than like, okay.
We're all kind of like lukewarm on it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, do something specific. No, that's not going to be for everybody. That's fine, man. That's what art should be. There is no art for everybody. You're talking about you love Van Gogh and stuff. There's some people out there who hate Van Gogh, and that's good. That's a good thing.
I 100% agree
with that. But Dinosaur Island speaks to us. Like, we grew up in the colorful, shapy world that this game takes place in and stuff. I'm all in. Love Quan Chi Moya.
Quan Chi.
Dude.
We'll see some Quan Chi soon.
One of our... He will make an appearance. And yeah, so Dinosaur Island, I love it for its... just banana-ness.
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
And it's such high quality art. That's the thing. It's like you can do these kind of crazy things and make insanely high quality art. Yeah.
It's just rad, and I just love it. I love it. Anyway, that's my number 4.
Yeah, number 4. Let's get number 3.
Number 3. All right, fam. My number 3 is a game that's not quite out yet, but the art is...
You can't do that.
Oh,
I did that like 2 turns ago.
I'm doing it. The art is out. The art's amazing. It's another Restoration Games product.
It's almost like every game deserves another turn.
Every game does, man. And the thing is you got first crack at this art.
Oh, I did.
And showed it to me, and my jaw went boom. I mean, I was just literally sitting there like, dang! It's unmatched.
Other than the art.
I mean, well, the art is unmatched. I mean, there's, I guess, 2 things higher, so technically
not.
It is matched.
The game is called Unmatched.
Art by Oliver Barrett.
Oh,
it's Restoration Games' new game coming out around Gen Con time. Dude. So Nick showed me these, like, big, like,
we were at Gamer Trade Show, so we had big banners of it, and I was just like, what is this?
The art is just so rad. So this is a dueling game. It's based off the Epic Duel system that they did for Star Wars.
Star Wars Epic Duels.
And then they have switched it around. So now you have various characters from all types of mythos and things popping up. And, man, like, it's just the cards and the art and the board and the banners and everything are so awesome. So in the base game, you got, like, King Arthur, Medusa, Alice, and Sinbad. And, like, Alice, there's just like a cool picture where it's just like holding up this mirror in front of her face, and like the mirrors go back into time, and like it's just like so nuts looking, and it's like kind of like what do you call it? It's like lots of lines and stuff.
Gestury.
Gesture
drawing is when you're drawing.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a lot of that stuff going on, and like it's just cool.
It's very loose. Yeah, it's not like, again, it's not that kind of clean art, you know, but
I'm like, I love it because it signifies to me, it makes me feel like action's happening, which is a game where you're fighting and stuff. It feels like there's movement. It feels like stuff's visceral and whatnot, and like it's so dope. For the initial reaction, I was just like, that's
Yeah.
some of the
I literally,
dopest
if you
things I've
follow us
seen.
on
I would
Twitter, I
want
kept
big posters of like King
Yeah,
Arthur.
I
All
kept
these
posting
people,
about it
Robin
all
Hood.
week because I was just like, I can't get over this. This is freaking me out. It's so good.
It's
oh my
so
gosh.
freaking rad, and like I'm just so excited to see what that game does because like as more and more people see the art, I think they're going to be like absolutely floored by it, and then super fun being able to like smash up Robin Hood, versus Medusa, these two range characters,
Yeah.
see how they fight, and like that's an amazing thing. But I'm so pulled in by the art already and the stylized nature of it that I'm like I'm ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just so freaking cool, man. I'm so excited because like hopefully if this game gets supported in the future, there'll be more and more people, more and more groups of folks and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't wait to see what you do with each person. I'm like, I'm just so excited.
I agree. I agree.
It's so cool, man. That first reaction, I mean, it just absolutely stunned me.
Yeah.
And I mean, like that says something.
Oh,
You can see
100%.
games and you're like, cool, or something like that. And I was just like, stuck. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oliver Barrett. Yes, sir.
Crushed.
So anyway, that's my number 3 is Unmatched. Not even out yet. We've had obviously the great pleasure to play it.
Yes.
And it's just that's going to take it so next level. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alrighty, my number 3 is by a person who was mentioned just last time by Mikey, and that is Mr. Quan Chi Moya, who is my favorite board game artist. He's not number 1 on this list, but he is, as a whole, is by far my favorite board game artist. Quan Chi Moya is the best. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would have chose Dinosaur Island, but we made sure we didn't have any crossover.
Diversify.
We also made a rule where you can only have one artist's game on our list. We couldn't have because my list would be like 4 or 5 Quan Chi Moya games. So it's like, so we're like, okay, only one for each artist. And so the one I'm choosing is Rebel Knox or Capital Lux. I believe they're in the same universe. I've actually never played either of these games, but I've looked at the art for these games many, many times. It's by Quan Chi Moya. And Quan Chi Moya generally has not completely, but like 2 different types of art. He kind of has his like more cartoony, cutesy art that you'll see in like things like Kodama,
yeah,
Cryptid, this and Catacombs and stuff like that. This kind of like it's I don't cartoony is the wrong word, but it's definitely different. And then he has his like more realistic, but again, one of my favorite kind of arts, which is like very painterly kind of art, which is the kind of art you have in Dinosaur Island, and that's very, very much the kind of art you have in like Rebel Knox and Capital Lux. It's very loose, it's very painterly. You can see the paint strokes and stuff like that, and it's just every single thing he does. I've never seen art of his that I didn't go like, wow. And just, I mean, all of it across the board is so
amazing. He did like
amazing.
Overlight as well, correct?
He did
like
Overlight, which I honestly probably would have chosen Overlight except for Overlight's an RPG. And so I was like, that
it's
honestly,
not as much, but like that
RPG art
like,
could be its own top 10. So I was like, I'm not going to choose Overlight, but Overlight is the perfect embodiment of the kind of, my favorite kind of art of his.
Yeah, sure.
And it's just, and Capital Lux and Rebel Knox are that kind of art, that kind of just like interesting, futuristic, colorful, painterly, loose, kind of gestury type of art that is so amazing. And Quan Chi he's just so heads and tails above everybody else, in my opinion, in the board game world. He's just so good. I get emotional thinking about it. He's so
takes
good.
me to another place.
Oh my gosh, Quan Chi, you're not watching, but I love you so much.
He's doing it, man. Just doing it, man.
He's so good. It's amazing. I would have chose Dinosaur Island because that is my favorite of his, just because it's so ridiculous and so perfect.
Yeah.
But these I'll choose Rebel Knox, Capital Lux, because it just quantifies exactly what I love about his art. And again, little card games, not very many cards in the games. There's only a couple characters, but it's just like quality over quantity, and it just packs such a massive punch, and just. Thank you. That's it.
Nice.
I'm done talking about Quan Chi Moya.
Nice.
I'll go
Done
forever.
Done now. Let's get to number 2, though.
Let's do number 2.
But it's about, just know that all this is about Quan Chi. So,
Yeah.
somehow.
Okay, number 2. So number 2, one thing I love in art in general, is because I do this a lot in my own art, and that's why I like it. Well, that's not why I like it, but I do it because I like it. And this is for Dinosaur Island as well as this way. I really like non-conventional colors, i.e. using like my stuff is like realism with non-conventional colors. So like the colors aren't realistic, but the proportions, everything like that is. And that's what what Dinosaur Island is. It's like, yeah, it's like Dinosaur was like pink T-Rex. This is, I think, the absolute best version of that. And this is a game called Evolution or Evolution Climate or now Evolution Oceans, which is out on Kickstarter right now as the time of recording this. And they are by a woman named Catherine Hamilton, who is a watercolor artist. You don't see very many like watercolor stuff in board games. It's mostly digital art, and you really should, because watercolor is such a wonderful medium that I wish I could do, and I suck so much at it. I tried it so much. I'm so terrible at it. I really think the reason I use markers, because most of my drawing is in markers, is because it's the most like watercolor. Yeah. Because I want to be a watercolor artist, and I'm so terrible at it. You are in your way, man. No, not at all. I'm just not good enough. But nonetheless, Catherine Hamilton did all the art for Evolution, and this is a game where, again, like, people stop and go like, whoa, because the art and then the wonderful gameplay keeps them there, kind of like Sushi Go. But I would say the art is what gets people into this game. Yeah. I mean, it is, but again, it's evolution, so it's about evolution. And so you're putting traits on all these people on your species, and you give them like horns and a big hard shell, and you're trying to evolve to try and essentially make your species last and make your species eat. The species who eats the most wins, essentially. But the art is this really colorful, weird, like multicolored animals that like are not that color, in real life, and just like this amazing, beautiful world. And then they did climate, and it has this big board that's all of her art, and it's amazing. Now they have oceans, so now it's like sea creatures with her. It's just. It's so good. I mean, it stops people in their tracks and just like goes, wow. Catherine Hamilton crushes this. So good. And I mean, it's everything I love. Again, I love non-conventional colors in stuff, and this is the embodiment of so much that I love in art in general, and something that I do in my own art because I like it, and it's just.
It's intensely creative stuff, man.
I love it. Evolution Climate, whatever, who cares? It's so amazing.
Just go play them. They're fantastic.
Indeed. Go ahead, Mikey. I'm done.
My number 2 is it has a lot of great color and stuff as well. And I can't say it's non-conventional because it's based off stuff that's not real, but it's Spirit Island, man.
Ooh.
Spirit Island is a game where you are... It's basically reverse Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
In this one, Settlers of Catan, they've all come in and like they're trying to take over the island, and you're the island saying like, no, thank you, we don't want that, please.
Right now, right.
And you're playing like the various spirits of this island to drive people out through fear and destruction and whatnot. And it's got all the artists, so I'm just going to quickly list. Again, actually, I'm just going to put them right here because there's so many.
There's so many artists.
But I mean, this is so cool. I mean, and various people contributed to this. Our boy Nolan Nessar. This is like one of his like first like professional gigs and stuff. It's just so beautiful, like the rendering of these various spirits and stuff. And they have like spirits that flicker like flame, or the name of one, and they have just like these cool things in the way that they function and stuff. They're all asymmetrical. Is like based on kind of like what it is, and there's ones that use water more, and they're just beautifully done, and all the cards and stuff and what they do are just like so colorful and interesting, and like I don't know, it just brings me to it sells me on the spiritual idea of them all, and they're running around like I just I don't even you can see the art here and stuff. They're just fantastically done. I mean, each one is interesting and unique feeling, and maybe that is like a product of having like so many folks work on it. And they all were able to like kind of do their best bit to help bring something together. Totally. The cover is incredible. It's just vibrant and stuff like that, and like just helps get me into the idea of this game.
Yeah, 100%. It
helps sell me on that universe right away.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. 100%. So anyway, that's all I got for Spirit Island, but it's just absolutely,
it really is
beautiful.
Yeah. Stare at the player boards all day.
Yeah. They're so crazy looking, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I got.
It works. All right. It's time, fam. Number 1. Can you guess what it is? If you probably don't mind. But
we'll see. What hasn't appeared on the list yet? We'll find out right now.
People are gonna get mad after this one.
Dang, thumb up right now. Alright, so my number 1 is a game I spent a lot of time talking about and stuff, and I'm
actually surprised this one made your number 1.
I am too, a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? Like,
I love it.
It just hits me. It covers a lot of ground.
There's a lot of reasons, yeah.
Anyway, it is Shakespeare. Shakespeare by Arnaud, Demegd and Neriak. Sorry about the pronunciations, folks. Shakespeare is a fantastic kind of action selection, worker placement-y feeling game where you're trying to put on a really good show, and it comes down to the cards. The various folks you can hire actors, you can hire seamstresses and set builders and things like that, and all of the character renderings are so incredible because like you get King Lear and stuff, and he's just this like absolutely like destroyed person, and Shakespeare himself and Falstaff is just big and jolly and fun, and like all of the characters, that the way that they're done are so incredibly, they're just pitch perfect for what those characters are. These famous characters that we know from Shakespeare's plays, and like obviously like I'm an actor. I did Shakespeare. I've done Shakespeare many times over the years and like love it. And so it just hits me in like a really rock solid center of my heart place where I see these things come to life, and I think of these plays and the parts of the plays that I've been able to do.
Yeah, totally. You've done a lot.
And stuff like that. And it's just like, I mean, it just slays. And it's based on just those cards alone, the people and stuff that are put in those cards. It's just, it's just a beautiful, it's just so well done. I want big posters that just of all these characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Just so well done. I got nothing more. It's just,
I hear you. It's
I mean, I think it's a perfect one for me because it just hits me in a special place.
It checks out.
That's my number one, guys. Is Shakespeare.
All right, people. This is your last chance to hope that I have your number. I have the game you want, but I don't. Because if you've heard me talk about board game art, you've heard me talk about this game a lot. I've openly said many, many times that this has the best art in any board game ever, and I stand by that. And that is a game called Abyss. Abyss, which is by Xavier Collette. I don't know.
You're a fan.
Abyss's art is so good. It's just like it's from head to toe. This is a combined effort. I mean, really, you could go just off of the lords alone are so good. But then even like the little faction cards, with like the jellyfish and stuff, are great.
Beautiful.
And then the board is beautiful. The board is like this, like kind of like old Grecian Senate, just like people and stuff. And then, it's just because it's all about politics and like scheming and trying to get influence and stuff like that. But then you get like the lords, and they're all so interesting because you have different factions. Like you have the merchant class and like the politicians and like the soldiers and the farmers. And they're just all so different. They all have their own color scheme. Like the mages are like bright purple, and like the politicians are like blue, and the politicians are all like swarmy, and just like and the farmers are all kind of like big and stalwart and stuff. And it's just like it just fits so well. But the thing I think that people overlook the most in this is like the location tiles.
Yes.
Because you only ever are getting like one or two in the game, and there's like 20 of them, and they all have amazing, beautiful art on them that no one ever pays attention to because they don't come up very often. Yeah. And it's just like this game as a whole package is the most beautiful game that's ever been produced. I don't care what your mother says. It's just like, it's so good. It's the prettiest game ever. It's just this such a cool like world. This like they could have done this in like Greek times, it's about politics and like fighting for control and influence. So you could do that in any civilization ever, and they didn't. They're like, no, let's make it this like crazy ass underwater world where there's like all these underwater like fish lords, and we're just gonna make it look so crazy and beautiful. And then they have these like pearls that it's just.
You're a fan.
It's so amazing.
It's incredible. It's like
the most beautiful game. For the second I saw it, I was just like, this has the most beautiful art I've ever seen in the game ever. And and nothing's even come close for me.
Wow.
Like as much as I love everything else, nothing's even come close. It is Abyss in the stratosphere, and everything else is in your Uncle Jerry's basement.
Boom, and we don't like that place.
No, we sure don't.
Right on, man. It's beautiful. I want to see like just more games in that world just to get more art from that world.
I know.
That's our top 10, folks. What are some of your favorite games?
What do we miss?
What do we miss?
I'm excited.
What artists did we hit? I know there's a lot of great artists out there.
Be nice about it, okay?
Be nice about it. It's a subjective list, obviously.
Your list is invalid because you don't have this
from the beginning. That's what we always say. It's already invalidated from the second we say, like, here's my opinion. People are like, nope. Anyway, that's just ours. We will hope to do another top 10 of art because there's just so many more.
We'll probably do another top 10.
And box covers and things like that. If you want to see any of that, put that in the comments below. Put your favorite games art in the comment below. If you want to watch that play of Tidal Blades, it'll be in the description of this video. Please share this video around. If you're new to us, we're the Brothers Murph. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by August, which is our 2-year anniversary on YouTube. It's a tall order, but you can help us out significantly by sharing this video around to all your various social medias, Reddit, wherever you like to share your content. Share this for us. And I got nothing else.
I think that's it, man.
Am I missing anything? I mean, other than all the games that we didn't list?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're good. Have a good day, everybody, and we'll see you all in the next top 10.
Peace.
Hey guys, I just want you to know that we have a Patreon and I'm hanging in here waiting for the next patron, so maybe you guys can help me out before I fall because I don't have much strength, man. I might go down. Also, you can subscribe to us. I feel really unsafe. I think I'm gonna fall.
Mike. Huh? What are you doing? You're attached to a rope.
Well, but it still looks dangerous.
Like that rope can hold up a Camry. You can just let go, you know.
Can I?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Are you sure? You want to see?
You shouldn't just, yeah, you're fine.
Oh.
You're fine. You shouldn't, you know, abuse the Patreon thing like that, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I need to be taken down a peg or two. Can you lower me?
Lower?
Sorry. You can still subscribe if you want.
Yeah, you know.
You can upgrade your game experience with Game Toppers LLC if you want.
Yeah.
Or check out Restoration Games. But you know what? Don't do it for me and my fear-mongering tactics. Okay, well, you know what?
Hey, that was on you.
Did you see that?
That was on you.
Did you see that? That's on record.